Hey everyone, I'm Dave D with XP Team USA, and today we are out in Des Moines, Iowa, just outside of Des Moines, Iowa, at the Enterprise Field. I'm with teammates Len Quellen, RC Dunn, and Sonia Harshman, and we're digging today, and we wanted to kind of go live with you guys and bring you along with us, and hopefully we'll find something in the next 30 minutes. But right now I'm going to bring in Len Quellen. He's going to give you a little bit of history of the site. Len? I'm going to go do some detecting. Good luck.
Hey guys, good morning. Hey, Len Quellen here from central Iowa. We're out here at an old coal mine historical site that closed in 1917. So people actually lived here in the late 1800s. We had a lot of immigrants that migrated over to the United States, and their dream was to become miners. So they had actually 3 coal mines here, and we're in the city that they resided in and worked. And they worked long hours until the union formed for the United Mine Workers of the United States. So some laws were in effect where they could only work 8 hours and such, and gave them days off, so on and so forth. So anyway, in this town, there were small stores, there were pubs, there were saloons, there was a hotel, there was a school from kindergarten up through high school with about 125 students that were all different colors. Red, white, a lot of Indians, a lot of Italians. Everybody that migrated over here to work in the coal mines came from all different nationalities. That's what's great about this place. But I've been hunting this place for about 4 years now. Pulled thousands of relics and artifacts out of here for the for the owners of the property that do farm it now, and it's a big area. But my buddies from XP Team showed up yesterday. We hit this place for a while, went to another old homestead. We have another homestead this afternoon to go to, but seems like there's no lead on who's finding the best stuff. It's you got to have a little bit of luck here, but I'm gonna follow these guys around a little bit and see what they're doing on live digs and see what's going on. Let's see if I can switch the camera around here. All right. Give you kind of a view of this place. This is a field that we're working in, and you can see it's about 60 square acres, so it's pretty darn big. There's RC Dunn there on the right, Sonia, and I got a friend, John J, and his son way out there in the middle of the field, and there's Dave D. So we're gonna kind of go walk around and see what they got here. Let's go see what the leaders got here. It's a beautiful day here. It's supposed to get up to 74 and a little windy, but man, beautiful blue skies. Hey Dave, we're gonna hit you first since you're the closest.
Yeah, it's nothing to write home about, but it's pretty kind of cool. I stopped here because I noticed that clay marble. First one ever. I'm not a big on fields, but first clay marble. So then as I'm playing with the clay marble, thinking about all the little kids, got a little hit, and nothing to write home about, but nice little D buckle. You can see that?
Nice.
Yep. So it's a good start. See what else I can find.
All right, Dave, good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, besides horse tack here, guys, there's a lot of men's and women's buckles, a lot of dress buckles back when they wore their dresses, and of course a lot of horse tack that has been in this field. Let's kind of watch Sonia and RC here for a minute.
Pull something right up.
What a beautiful day. I think Sonia's drive here was like 9 hours from Indiana, and Dave D was 7 hours from Green Bay, Wisconsin. RC lives not too far from here. Sorry about that. I kind of tripped. Anything, Sonia?
Got a little bell seal.
Okay, the bale seals was kind of a form of where the product came in off the trains. It's been going around for 100 years, and it's a seal made out of lead with wire that sealed the burlap sacks back in the day, and then the mercantile store would accept the sacks from the train deliveries, and they'd throw like flour, coffee, and such into big bins where the coal miners' families could come in and buy. All right.
You know, I just asked RC what he had, and he said nothing. And I'm thinking about starting to do just a little thing where I charge people maybe $10 an hour, teach them how to find this stuff. What's this?
I've been here for 5 minutes today.
You don't need to tell them that. They don't need to know
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But I got a padlock and pocket watch thing. This is all my marble. I got a couple of marbles. But in my, I'll just drop something on there.
Yeah, the school wasn't too far. It's kind of behind RC back there in the corner by the hotel, but the kids probably play with marbles all over this town, and we found hundreds of them.
So I got,
Lynn, look what you found, our favorite.
Oh, she found a machine-made token. Any names? Can you see it? I know it's dirty.
It'll have a name on it. Now, as you know, the two names that I found, we traced them back and they were actual miners. One was the shot, the guy who loaded the explosives in the mine.
oh really?
Yeah, and another one, his name, he just listed the miner on his census number, but we know they worked here. But so far, my cool thing that I found is I've hunted this place probably 36 times, and it's the first time I've ever found a complete bottle.
Yeah, what, medicine, perfume maybe, huh?
I think, yeah, because it's got like a little,
Place for the cork?
yeah, but it's got like a purplish, pinkish hue to it. And then I got a cigar token that I cleaned up. It says good for 5 cents trade, or good for a 5-cent cigar, but the cool thing is it says Enterprise on it.
I got a cigar right here, see?
Yours was more than 5 cents.
There's a date on this.
Yeah.
Drop it. See, that's up the lane. Yeah, Fredericks and Sons, good for a 5-cent cigar.
That's a nice token there.
Is this 1807 or 04, or is that 19?
It'd be 19.
Look at it.
Is that your coin?
1904, if I can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What'd you say this was?
I'm not for sure now. If you think it says there's been a lot of Italian coins out here in the 1860s. It's not one of those cents of times, is it? Number 10 on the back or
I think
20?
It's a 19.
Does it say a big 10 or a 20 on the back? Is there a bust on it?
Yeah. No, I see the date. I gotta.
Okay.
I'll go. Yeah, it's an Italian.
Is it Italian coin? Okay. Is it kind of thick?
This is a clad quarter. What do
Whatever you wish.
No, that's a nice find, Sonia. That could be a new one. I
And why do we find Italian coins here?
because they were here.
Because this was Italians, freed slaves, and people from Eastern Europe were the ones that worked here. And if you look at, Lynn was talking about the school. If you go back to one of our past episodes on Hunting Enterprise, you'll see a photo of the actual school from the Historical Society, and it looked like a school today. You had African American kids, and you had white kids, and you just had it. You know, it was just very multicultural for 1905 and 1900. That was pretty rare.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, we're gonna find some more cool stuff. Lynn's gonna walk around and show you, but just another example, an indescript farm field. And
All right, guys. Give me a yell if you find something cool.
Okay.
All right, catch you later. All right, guys, in this field there's a lot of broken plates, a lot of glass shards, tons of like saloon bottlenecks. There is some whole bottles, but right over there is where the railroad tracks come in to this city that was once here. It dissolved in 1917, and that's the elevator co-op, where farmers now still deliver their soybeans and corn and weigh them. Then they probably either buy seed for next spring or they sell off. But I think some of the corn is produced to ethanol too. So That's the main railroad that came in, and most of these coal mines are pretty close. Speaking of trains, here comes a train right now, and usually we can get him to honk for us if he sees us out here.
Hey, Lenny.
I think Dave's yelling at me. All right, let's go see Dave D here. He's yelling at me. But anyway, that's why they built this city so close, because the railroad tracks were here, easy for transportation of the coal. And I'll tell you a little bit about the coal industry here in a minute. Hi, Dave.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It's Indian, but it's pretty roached out. But it's 1870 something. Here comes the train.
Yep, I showed him the train.
1870 something. It's pretty roached out here. A lot of fertilizer in the field, so typical.
Good find.
Yeah. Although I had a really good day yesterday. Got the 1898 Barber Border, my third ever. So I was pretty happy with that. It's kind of good for me. Got a lot of lead bale seals. About half a dozen of those. Got my first token from here yesterday, and I posted them on the XP site or XP group. So if you want to take a look at those pictures from yesterday, and I'll do the same today after here, and check those out later. And you know what? I think we want to head, according to Sonia and RC, head up that way. She seemed to find a pretty good hot spot. So I don't know if you want to head out there. You want to walk out there with us? You know, handle that, Glenn?
Yeah,
Those knees?
we're gonna go out that way a little bit. Now those cars you see right there, they're going to the soybean processing plant in Des Moines, Iowa. And we do find a lot of lead bale seals from DSN, that means Des Moines. But this coal mine closed in 1917, not because they ran out of coal. There's plenty of coal. There's plenty of coal here. There were 3 mines. The reason why they closed is because they ran out of drinking water. That's why they had to close it up. But there's still tons of coal here underneath us where we're walking, and the mine shafts were 600 to 700 feet below this ground. So deep coal mines. They had transported stuff and people down on hydraulic elevators, and we find a lot of mule shoes here because they use mules to haul the coal from underground up to the railroad cars. So the mules were small enough to actually get in the mines where a horse probably couldn't. So you find quite a bit of mule shoes here. We're going to take a long walk here with these guys. This just got disked and fertilized about a month ago. Not a deep till, but enough to bring some new stuff up, like marbles, ceramics, a lot of medicine bottles and perfume bottles. But like I said, we've pulled over 1,500 relics. But next year, next fall, we're going to have a showing with some curators from the Historical Society come in for showings for children, teach them and educate them on what life was like back in the late 1800s and early 1900s around where they live now. The houses in the city, they had like 7 streets, and they were called row houses. And the coal mine company would provide these houses with a fixed rate of rent. And these houses were very small, probably not much bigger than a couple hundred square feet. And they came with coal, wood burning stoves. So they would have to use that in the wintertime to heat their place and also cook their food on. So all their facilities for cleaning up and taking baths, showers, etc. had to be outside, and they actually did have to go to a well to get water. Hey, Dave.
Okay. I'm gonna hit the spot right here. Just for anybody kind of curious what I'm using, I'm Right now I'm in the hot program. It's got full tones. Frequencies at 28. There's a lot of little small targets in between all this iron here. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but it's pretty windy out here. Reactivity at 4, audio response 4, and I got my sensitivity at 93. So we'll get the area over here. Hopefully we can dig up something else.
Sounds good. Good luck. We're really fortunate to have this weather, you know, in the first week of November here. I mean, it's been middle 70s all week. And we already had 12 inches of snow, but it all melted already. In October, we had 8 inches, but it's melted. Field's in good shape. The residue here is seed corn. And some of it did get damaged during our storm 3 weeks ago. We had a derecho come in with wind speeds of 135 miles per hour. Kind of like a tornado EF2 that put damage to these crops. So we've lost millions of acres in Iowa due to that storm, and all through the Midwest, even going to the east into Ohio and Indiana. Hi, Sonia. Yeah.
Usually fine, you know. Well, you know.
Any letters on that?
I thought I saw some whenever I very first pulled it out, but
Guys,
worn a little bit.
like I explained before, the bale seals were kind of a UPS tracking code back then. It would tell what vendor it came from or what city it would come from. And Sonia right now is pretty close to the Merkin style store. So, you know, people came in there and bought their flour and sugar and coffee and whatever they needed to get by living here in Enterprise. And I imagine they might even have had a dirt floor in there, and they could probably use script tokens to purchase a lot of their food and necessities here. And they probably they cut the burlap bags open, and they probably just threw these bale seals on the floor. But nowadays they're kind of a sought after item. There is a bale seal site online. You can track to where they came from. But they've been using bale seals all over the world for hundreds and hundreds of years. Like I said, this field is huge. You just never know what you're going to get here.
And the signals are real choppy too, most of them.
Yeah, they're kind of choppy because the field has a lot of iron in it, and it kind of mixes with the target you're trying to get, the non-ferrous piece. So, but you still should be digging just about everything here.
And I lost my hand digger
Oh yeah,
20 minutes ago. Somewhere way out there.
I got one in my trunk. I'll give you here after a little bit.
It was my special one that George gave me.
We'll get her another hand digger here. And we do find, pieces of aluminum, scrap pieces of copper. There's tons of just odds and end copper pieces that we really don't know what they go to. So it's not everything's not a heroic dig every time.
Like this.
Yep, she just found something.
It's fine. Junk.
Piece of junk.
Has that just slight curve on it to make it have that good little tweak on it.
And that's how we started yesterday. Everything wasn't great at first, but then we did come through in the evening, and we all found some good stuff. I'll be out later. We're going to go to a really old house in the city that was there. It was a farm originally, 1860s, and the guy built a new house in 1900. It's all brick. It's got 3 fireplaces, so we're going to go there at 11 a.m. and see what we can find there. Then we'll be back. We might go live when we come back this afternoon. If you guys like to have us go live again later today, why don't you guys post or leave a comment that you'd like to see more of our live digs right here. Now right here, I was going to show you these grain elevator bends. You see four on the right, and there's one on the far left with the elevator going up there to load it. But anyway, right in between that empty spot there on the left was a huge elevator. It's like 3 times bigger than these and tall, and that Duratio took that out 3 weeks ago in the storm. It wrapped it around that tower right there and just smashed it to bits. So some trees over here that blew over, big oak trees on the road. This is a friend of mine. He works for John Deere, and he brings his son out here, and his son helps him find targets. And he's on the XP Team USA pages, John J. He's a new DIGS user. He was really interested, used to come out here a couple years ago and ask what I was doing, so I kind of got him in the hobby, and he's found some nice stuff. What? Okay, let's show you what surface finds are out here. They could be anything. You got to have a good eye. What'd you get on a surface?
I don't know if it's a lid to a bottle, or because it's so big. I'm not sure.
Let me see the other side. That looks like a bottle stopper. See how it's closed on the end?
Mm-hmm.
That's shaped down, and it probably went on a big liquor bottle, and that was a seal. They call it bottle stoppers, but I'll tell you what, that's the biggest bottle stopper I've ever found.
Me too. I've never seen one this big. That's what confused me. I was like, I'm not sure what that is.
That's a bottle stopper. That's a nice one. That probably went on like a quart-sized liquor bottle. Maybe a half gallon or something. Who knows? Anything, David?
Nothing.
Nothing right now.
Yeah.
Let's go see what RC Dunn's doing. He's way over there. One thing out here is you get a lot of steps in. My watch said I got 7,800 steps yesterday.
You guys can hear this, but all that iron.
A lot of iron. Now watch, I heard a little beep there. So he's listening for that high chirp, which would be probably non-ferrous. Might not be a great high ferrous, but listen to this target he's got.
Well, it sounds really good. First of all, my audio response is up at 4, so it's going to be a little bit louder than I usually have it. And also, really close to the surface. Being at a 28 kilohertz, you're going to find a lot of small targets. Down here, it's coming in about 85, but then you got to remember, I'm in 28 kilohertz. Probably about an 80.
But it's still worth investigating.
So, based on what's been happening, I've been finding these little pieces of shards of metal. Shotgun casings.
Yeah, a lot of shotgun casings out here with rifle casings. They hunted out here.
So you'll find a lot of these little pieces of shards of metal, aluminum. They all sound really good because I'm in the 28 kilohertz. And the reason why I'm in there is because I'm pretty sure this has been hunted pretty well by Len and his kin and his friends. So I'm just trying to find some last bit of the treasure and probably some of the smaller stuff. I found a lot of little small buttons and pocket watch parts and stuff like that. So that's what I'm kind of looking for. So maybe some old buttons. But I think Sonia's got something really good in there.
All right, let's go see what she's got. Hi, Sonia. Man, you're the token queen.
One exactly like I got yesterday, the 5-cent one.
Right.
It has the, what's it say, Peter.
Peter Carzoli.
Yes. This
That-
is not in as good a shape as my other one.
Let me see
but-
the same shape.
Yep, same shape.
Okay, there was 2 of them made by Carzoli. There was one that had these are called like scallop. Show that again. It's got like scallop cuts in it. See how they're kind of rounded on the corners? There's one out here that's really rare. It's the same shape as a stop sign. There's been one found. So he changed designs once, but he was listed as a miner that came here from Italy in 1908, and RC and myself actually did a background check on him, and I visited the cemetery where he's buried in Des Moines, Iowa, and he was actually not a storekeeper in Des Moines. I mean, in an Enterprise. He did some time in a prison in Illinois for bootlegging. So during the Prohibition here, perfect timing, I think he was running alcohol out of here, and he'd throw these tokens out during Prohibition. He'd meet people like at a fence, drop a bottle off, you know, throw it with a string over a fence at midnight, and the guy that bought it would go out there at midnight and get it and take it back to his house. So I think that was the purpose of Peter Carzoli's tokens back then, to get the word out that he had alcohol. But like I said, he did get in trouble in Illinois and did a lot of prison time in Chicago. So that token's got a lot of background to it. Tried to get a hold of their family, like a great nephew in California, see if we could give a few tokens back to him, but we didn't have any luck. So anyway, that's the story on his name. Actually was Pietro Carzoli. Came over on a boat in 1908, lived here in Enterprise to try to make some extra money the easy way, he thought. What do you got, Sonia?
I opened up my lock, went like this and waved it over my coil and flung it all the way across, but it's another bale seal, but it's got writing all over it.
Nice. Does it show like where the wires were? Are they rusty on that one? Can you tell? Or not really? Just 2 holes.
Yeah, right there's one. Top
Okay.
and bottom.
Yeah, usually sometimes the wire will hang off of that, and you found one yesterday. Remember, it sounded kind of
Ducky.
yeah, it sounded kind of etchy with iron. And the reason why they sound like that sometimes is because that metal wire's still hanging off the lead. But they're bright white. You can really see them. Sometimes you see them right on top of the ground. Dave's using the high frequency 9-inch coil. He said he was running 28 kilohertz. It's a great coil. And the DIGS remote, of course. I think everybody's running the DIGS right now, even John Jay and his child out there. He's running the DIGS. You got another signal? Dave's going to see what it sounds on 28 kilohertz. I think Sonia's running. Are you running 14 or something? 14 kilohertz. Now listen, Dave's signal at 28 kilohertz with the same coil.
Good. It's pretty.
Any VDIs for us, guys?
Sounds real good.
For VDI.
96, which is
96
probably
VDI.
low 90s.
If you do the math, it's probably around, low 90s on, if you were, let's say, a profile normal, ID profile normal. So, it's, to me, it'd be like a dime. It could be something copper.
Oh boy.
Let's see what she got here.
Look at that. Look how that came out. That came out perfect.
Can you guys see this?
Is it a token?
Yeah,
So
I think so.
Let's see what it is.
Is it a token? Yeah.
Oh, baby,
Gosh, that came out just perfect. I should have took a picture of that.
that is nice.
Yeah. Good for 5 cents. in trade. Look at that. That came out good.
Let me see the other side real quick.
And then
See if I recognize it. That's in good shape.
that is in good shape.
Fontana. Oh my goodness, another Italian immigrant here.
If anybody knows me knows tokens are my most favorite thing to find.
I did a lot of research on this guy. He owned 4 businesses here, 2 saloons, a pool hall, and a grocery store. And that token is probably the best Fontana token that I've seen come out of this place. My goodness.
I want to hear it.
It's aluminum, but I'm telling you, this thing, yeah, this is I'm telling you, this is a very valuable token because in this neighborhood within 25-mile radius, there's all descendants of Fontana. And this guy was one of the biggest business owners in the city. Unbelievable. And it's in great shape.
$10 an hour.
And it's aluminum, right?
Yep.
And a lot of aluminum stuff that comes out of here, guys, is usually decayed. The chemicals in the field that they spray, herbicides, insecticides, actually decompose a lot of aluminum and copper also.
I'm going to start right here.
Look,
This is what I put up with.
he's trying to see if it was a double drop. Yeah, good luck on that. It's probably on the tractor's tire like 100 yards up.
Get on my line.
Hey, nice find.
Thank you.
Had we found a Fontana before?
I think Jim or Alan Carpenter found one. That's a nice token. Now, Sonia, that right over here on the corner there where those trees are,
Yeah.
that was Fontana's last house he lived in. They just took that house out a year ago.
Really?
That's where he lived. And he had a restaurant here on the corner all through the 70s.
Oh, wow.
And they called him Ironhead. And he had a lot of knee problems and he needed his leg amputated. And he decided he didn't want to, so he was in a wheelchair for the rest of his life until he passed away. But
Did he own a store?
he owned a restaurant right here on the corner up through the 70s, but he owned 4 stores in Enterprise. But he was called Ironhead because he tried to be a tough guy, and everybody that would come in his restaurant would say, "Hey, Ironhead, how's it going?" He'd want to headbutt everybody that wanted to fight him. He goes, "Let's headbutt."
Just like Dave.
And it's just the weirdest story I've ever heard from some people that live around this town. So she found Ironhead's token. That's great. As you know, I'm not detecting. I've been here hundreds and hundreds of times.
See that? Big brick.
Oh yeah, here's some brick. I think they actually made some brick here at one time. I'm not positive, but like I said, this coal mine, 3 coal mines here in this huge area, were all underground, 600 to 700 feet, and they didn't have to leave because they ran out of coal. Like coal, you know, a lot of companies will move their location because the coal's gone, but they had to close it because they ran out of drinking water. All the wells were contaminated. They kept drilling wells all the time. And like I told you in the beginning, well, you guys all know you got to have water, but to have it tainted, they had to travel a long ways to get water. And when you got, 1,200 miners working here and about 2,000 people living here, water was pretty scarce, so they closed this place in 1917. I guess Sonia did find a mercury dime when she first started this morning, so I'm kind of anxious to see if that'll be a 1916D. What do you think? That would probably make her trip here from Indiana a real good one if it was a 16D. That'd be unbelievable. But I'm pretty sure it'll be an early mercury. Not too many mercuries found here. Maybe 3 or 4 total. I found one. It was a 16S. And I think John Jay found one. It was a 1916. No mint mark, so Philly. I might go walk over here and see how Junior's doing. John G, wait a minute. John Jay, I got him introduced in metal detecting last year, and he purchased a DIGS and all the gear. He sports all the shirts and sweatshirts and hoodies from XP. Okay, John Jay, he works right over here in John Deere's. He's one of their chief mechanics for experimental new ideas that are coming up for John Deere, and this is his son Isaiah. Josiah. I'm sorry, I called you wrong. I usually call him Junior.
Right here fighting the tractor.
What's the best thing you think you found so far this morning?
What do you think, buddy?
I got some.
Marbles. Got an old doorknob.
Oh, look at that black doorknob. And those do ring up, guys. Those are metal. Remember what VDI that doorknob was? It was like 90s, 98, 6, something.
Like high 80s.
High 80s.
Yeah.
Look at that blue marble that Junior's got.
There's an old fork or spoon.
Yeah, a lot of silverware in here. Most of it's plated, of course, but you know what? A lot of it came from Europe.
A bunch of marbles.
Junior's got a nice blue marble that the children probably played with here. And that piece is very ornate there. Look at that. That's nuts.
Pretty neat piece.
Yeah. A lot of trinkets out here like that.
Trying to find that.
All right. Good luck, you guys. You got one more?
Yep. I was going to show them that.
Let's see this stuff right here John's got. He's got bale seal. Look at that. Brown Bennington marbles. He's got a token.
That's that,
Oh, religious.
yep.
Looks like, what? Mary, maybe? Or
Yep.
he's got Mary.
And he's got a bunch of marbles.
Junior's got marbles.
I think we've got like 6 or
And I'm going to have Dave take over here in a second. Hey, good luck. Hey, nice brown Benningtons.
Thank you.
Okay, David.
Hey, why don't you spin that around real quick for me?
There you go, sir.
All right, guys, we're gonna take off. I got another permission at 11 o'clock. It's a hot site, and I really appreciate you guys, anybody who's still on for watching. We're gonna try to do this a little bit more often. Bring you guys in if you sometimes you can't get out, and we'd love to bring you along with us. So we're gonna head out to a new house site, and thanks for joining us, and hope to see you next time we go live. I'm Dave D with XP Team USA. Until next time, guys.